Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channels. My name is Team Taste Irrigation. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like and also comment. Thank you much for my returning viewers. Thank you for your support and your love you are going giving me and to this channel. So kindly guys, in today's video I want us to watch this powerful message from the former Prime Minister of Jamaica, and then I'll come back with more reaction.
Exist and attain the level of development it did without plundering the resources of Africa, both natural and human.
Welcome back. Hope you have watched a very powerful message from the former Prime Minister of Jamaica. I really agree with that former Prime Minister of Jamaica because he has said that UK, US cannot run the economy without Africa. It's true because we as the Africa, we were the one who are now driving the economy of United States. We know those people, they are the one that was stealing our resources here from Africa and developing their country, because we have seen what is happening in Nigeria. Most of their oil are being taken out by the British, going to UK to develop those countries, and also what happening in United States. So because these people used us during those slavery, they killed our people, taken our people outside there, going for slavery, working on their plantation, and you find that those plantation people, the laborer were the Africans, and this led to the development of those countries. So United States and UK were built by Africans. They cannot make without Africans, and that's why when you come to Africans now in most of the African countries, these colonialism are really dominating in their countries, and this has made now that's the right things that former Prime Minister of Jamaica has revealed the truth about this, what's people humiliating, oppressing we as the African. And now it's now the high time that we as the African, we come out, we united out so that we can scrap this colonialism. So guys, in today's video, up next is about the Nigeria. He has also come out about it's a video clip about the four countries which are now cooperating with the United Kingdom and also the West countries. So kindly guys, let's watch that clip until the end, and then I'll come back with more reaction.
That the United States and its allies in the West has captured to keep a hold of Africa and keep Africa enslaved. Number one, Nigeria. Yes, if you control Nigeria, you control the whole of West Africa. Nigeria, of course, they've got a good network of roads from Nigeria to other West African countries. They've got air transport well linked to all the cities in West Africa. And Nigeria militarily is the biggest. You know, Americans have made Nigeria the biggest military deliberately so that they can easily control West Africa, intimidate other countries. That's how they've kept control. And recently, they pampered the Nigerian economy artificially to become Africa's biggest, when it's not true. You cannot have Africa's biggest economy with 13 million people threatened by hunger in 2024. It doesn't happen. You can't hear of hunger in South Africa. I mean, Gauteng alone in South Africa is the biggest economy. You can't compare with any country, but it's just a district in South Africa. So it's not true that Nigeria is the biggest economy. Americans twerk. They brought down the South African economy. Remember what they did with the banks, conniving with the banks to bring down the rand and all that, so that they should lose track when it comes to Standard and Poor credit rating? Yeah, that's America trying to pamper Nigeria. And why did they pamper Nigeria like that? They were trying to hit back at South Africa for joining the BRICS. Yeah, you get it? So, control Nigeria, you control West Africa. And you know, when they pamper these people, they pamper them socially as well. Nigerians feel like they're top dogs in West Africa, you know, and you know, You cannot talk to a Nigerian about Pan-Africanism. Have you heard a Nigerian talking about Pan-Africanism? If there is, very few. But they don't talk Pan-Africanism. They feel like they're top dogs. America is with them and all that. They pamper them socially deliberately so that they should have no feelings for any other West African country when it's suffering under the boot of the United States and its allies. And, you know Nigerians with Israel. Israel is their heaven, their promised land. You cannot talk to a Nigerian about genocide in Israel. You can't, because they did a good job of brainwashing Nigerians in that area. Let's not even go there. Country number 2, Egypt. Yes, control Egypt, you control North Africa. All the countries, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Sudan, Ethiopia, they are under Egypt. Egypt is superior militarily, economically, and Egypt is well linked by road, by rail, by air transport, very well linked in North Africa. And as usual, the Americans have pampered the Egyptians to feel that they are most important people in North Africa. So when they hear that this such country, like they did to Libya, devastating that country, the Egyptians were just, oh, well, it's none of our business. We're good with the United States. So they have pampered them economically, socially, so that they should have no feelings for any other. Like they're eating on the same table, but they're not really. They're just another African country that they're exploiting. And that's how the United States plays this game. So you control Egypt, you control North Africa. Third country that the United States and its allies strategically controls on the African continent is Kenya. Kenya is well placed strategically. The rails and road networks from Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, all of them connect to Kenya. And they did that deliberately because they want to get a good grip on East Africa. The United States deliberately made the Kenyan army the strongest army. And that's for a reason. They're sending them into Haiti to keep the peace in Haiti. But in actual fact, they're doing the dirty work for the United States in Haiti. They're doing that in Somalia already. They sent their troops in Somalia on the orders of the United States to keep the peace in Somalia. But they're doing the dirty work there. They're simply trying to make sure that all East African countries are kept in check and the United States keeps its control over the eastern part of Africa. Yes, talk to a Kenyan about Pan-Africanism. How many Kenyans have spoken Pan-Africanism? One guy, Patrice Lumumba, I give it up to him. I give it up to you, sir. But he's a lone star. Kenyans don't share the same sentiments with Patrice Lumumba when it comes to Pan-Africanism. He's like a desert flower. Rose, I don't know what they call those flowers that you just find in the desert, just there, alone in the middle of nowhere. That's Patrice Lumumba. Kenyans have been socially pampered by the Americans to feel superior to everybody in East Africa. There's a reason for that. That's what Americans do best. They pamper you so that you feel nothing for the others who are suffering. Just look at what they've done with our African leaders. They are so rich, they are billionaires, but they are running the poorest countries on earth, and they feel no remorse. Fourth country that the United States and its allies in the West control is South Africa. Yes, if you control South Africa, you control the whole of Southern Africa. South Africa has got a good road network into Africa, rail, air, and if you control the South African economy, you control the whole of Southern African economy. And the United States was very scared when they saw that, oh, these guys, they've gone to BRICS. Oh, these guys have kicked Israel out. But Ramaphosa is paying a big price for that because they are coming hard on him. They want a regime change. In this 2024 election, the ANC has lost its majority in parliament. They've divided the South Africans so good. As usual, the Americans, they have pampered the South Africans to make them feel like they're the most special guys in Southern Africa, and they won't care a thing about Pan-Africanism because the Americans do it best. They'll pamper you to make you feel important and part of them. And South Africans are light-skinned. Maybe they feel like they're closer to the white skin. Maybe. They voted for a white party, DA. The party that says in its manifesto that they'll never give the land back to the black people. That's the party that South Africans have voted for to keep it in second place and very, very close to power. But the party that speaks Pan-Africanism like the EFF, they've kicked it so far down to fourth place. And very, very soon, the DA might start ruling South Africa, slow by slow. America wants South Africa back, and they want to punish Ramaphosa. And Americans are sending a message that if you stand against America and Israel, you're going to pay the price. And this is the message they're sending to Ramaphosa right now. So the Americans are fighting to get South Africa back. This is exactly what is happening. America has gotten hold of the whole of Africa using 4 countries: Nigeria, Egypt, Kenya, and South Africa.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you have watched a very full clip about that guy. We know that Africa, we are now fighting for the rights of we as the black people, because we are given the fake democracy, and also Jamaica are doing the same. We are doing for the scrapping of imperialism, and you can support that what is now happening in Burkina Faso is chasing away with imperialism and chasing and colonialism, because we want the full democracy, because we are being called we are the Democrats, but we are not being fully given democracy. So what is now going on in Africa is about the full democracy that we're demanding as with the Africa, and also Caribbean is the same democracy that we are claiming, because these people, they have come in our country, they are still stealing our resources, they are stealing, oppressing us, they are stealing, killing our people in United States and also African, and our people are really suffering in United States and also Africa. Most of people now are forced back to the uh coming back to our country. So kindly guys, in today's video, hope you have watched being fighting for we as the rights of Africa, but we have 4 countries that are still collaborating with these United States, and also the United States and also these West countries. Number 1 country is Nigeria. Nigeria, we know that Nigeria is the most supplier of oil across all over the world. Most mineral source oil coming from Nigeria, and you find that those oil are not benefiting really the people of Nigeria. People of Nigeria are suffering out there. Our citizens are suffering out there, and you find that the leader of president of Nigeria is being used as a puppet to the West people, because they are coming in Africa through Nigeria. We have seen how really those people are promoting West people coming to Nigeria so that they can kill Ibrahim Traore. We know the spy that are spying the Burkina Faso are from Nigeria. So Nigeria is one of the countries that is most used by these people to uh, to allow those West countries to penetrate in Africa. Those are the countries that's why now even the currents of Nigeria is territoriality. They have not realized that these people are using them for as a puppet, and the leaders are just kept quiet, because Nigeria is now a sellout. You cannot be called that you are the most supplier of oil and then you are the poor in Africa. That is not right. We cannot accept that. And he has highlights how really Nigeria is being used by the West country to fight for Africans, to fight for fellow countries. And that is the message that is now in Nigeria and being circulated in Nigeria. And another country that has been mentioned is about South Africa. South Africa is the country that is being used by those West countries. They are being still big colonizers are being in those countries, and you have seen that even it ended at a time that South Africa came out and claimed that they are not from Africa. They are the worst people. Because now when you go to South Africa, a lot of whites are being dominating in South Africa. A lot of white people are doing business in South Africa. Even in farms, on those farms, farming, a lot of white people are doing in those on those farming. And this you cannot find in West countries any black people doing farming. In if you find that black people doing farming, he or she facing a lot of oppression from this western country, because they don't like any people who can have an energy, a brave leader. And that's why Elon Musk wanted to build doing a business in South Africa, because of the close relationship that South Africa have with the West countries. And this now have made a lot of people now have coming out and criticize that relationship. We have seen how Julius Malema came out harshly and criticizing the government, because we saw how if you watch recently, we saw Ramaphosa collaborating with Trump on that Oval meeting, and we saw how really Trump talked about the South Africa being oppressors to white people. And this is the wrong, this is not right, because we know Africa has no any other they are not oppressors. And another country is Egypt. Egypt is a very rich country with a lot of minerals, but it's being used by these West countries. West countries being penetrated coming to Africa through Egypt. They have large of dominant on those countries. People are not free. People, they lack what we call freedom. No, there's not any freedom in Egypt. They must beg to those West countries. They must beg for white people so that they can receive any help from those countries. And this shows us that those countries are a really pupil to West country. And another country has mentioned the Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso being a very good country, a very country that each and everybody is admiring here in Africa. And it's a country that is being run by Ibrahim Traore. And this country, it indicated the Traore came through the military coup. And being a military coup, but what is that guy has done in Burkina Faso, it's a work that no more president can no longer president can do that. But it's only by Ibrahim Traore. And what Ibrahim Traore now is doing in Burkina Faso is now doing away with colonizers, is now doing away with imperialism. That's what now Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. And now when you come on the map, Burkina Faso is now somewhere. Burkina Faso is now developing. Burkina Faso is now on the map. And that's what now we want a president to be. We don't want to be ruled by this Egypt, Nigeria, and South Africa. We need a president who can talk, or a president who cannot be a seller to his people, because these African leaders, they are a sellout to we as the African people. They are selling out us. They are giving us telling those white people to come and manufacture in our country. This is not right. It's now the high time as with the Africa to united and to have only one state, because in United States we have only state. But here in Africa we have a lot of countries. This country must be divided and have in one state which can be ruled by Ibrahim Traore, because Ibrahim Traore has shown that he's not only the president of Burkina Faso, but he's now the president across all over the world, across all over the Africa, because what he speak is touching all the Africa. And that's what is happening. And that's why those people now, they are planning to kill Ibrahim Traore, because of speaking the reality about we as the Africa, because of standing with we as Africa. So can you guys, as I finish, let's unite it as we as Africans. Let's have one unity. Let's have one currency. Let's have one state. And this is only what I can tell you, that those white people, they really fear the unity of Africa, and that's why they don't want to see any unity here in Africa. But what we are fighting for it, I know that for the next dates we will have our all fully unity here in Africa, and we have fully independent. So kindly guys, as I finish, I'm your host Team Tesi Reaction. Thank you so much for your support and your love. You are you are giving me into this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, just hit that subscription button, like, share, and also comment in this channel. Bye for now. See you next.